Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers!
Under a full moon, two ninjas square off in a field. One fall. The next day you discover a letter from your father stating that if he didn't return from a life or death duel, to grab the family dragon sword and go to America to find the archaeologist, Walter Smith. Your father's last words are to be brave. You immediately swear revenge. But upon whom? This is the opening of the Ninja Gaiden trilogy, 1989's Ninja Gaiden for the Nintendo Entertainment System. On your search for Walter Smith, you hit the streets of America, hacking and slashing through bikers with baseball bats and street boxers, until you find yourself in a bar stabbing an axe-wielding Cyclops to death. A cutscene ensues, where you dismiss a woman on the basis of her gender, and then she shoots you. You wake up in a cell as a tranquilizer is wearing off. The woman gives you a creepy-looking statue and sets you off running. More street boxers are waiting for you, daylight bats chase you, and guys in salmon-colored jumpsuits are chucking knives at you, and some kind of weird dog turtle. You escape into some castle-like ruins, where ghostly apparitions pace back and forth while casually tossing daggers in the air. Guys dressed like football players charge across the stage, and psychos fire machine guns in 3-bullet bursts. Next, you find yourself in a room with a giant twirling a blade, and you stab him to death. Finally, you find Walter Smith. He says something about an ancient demon's body being sealed in a temple in the Amazon, and how your family's dragon sword was used to defeat him in the past. The demon's power was then sealed into 2 statues, one of which you just got from the lady who shot you in the bar. But then a ninja jumps in through the roof and snatches it. After him! Pursuit of the ninja thief involves fighting sword-wielding goons, cheetahs, and angry hawks. Damned hawks! Soon you're running through icy terrain, and guys with bazookas have joined the enemy set list. To retrieve the stolen statue, I have to square off with a jumping dagger thrower in a cave. After defeating him, I rush back to Walter Smith's house, only to find him mortally wounded. In his final breaths, instead of revealing his killer, he tells me about how someone is trying to awaken the Demon Lord, and that I have to stop them. Then the CIA abducts you at gunpoint. Enter Foster, the CIA officer running this operation. He denies murdering Smith and explains that the Jackleo, a guy who apparently cosplays as a demon, is responsible. Also, the Jackleo is trying to resurrect the ancient demon at the aforementioned temple in South America. You're given no choice but to subcontract under the CIA while on your quest for vengeance. And you take the next crop duster down to the Amazon. I grind through the jungle and battle more of the same enemies that were in the US. Eventually I reach a clearing and get an epic reveal of the demon's temple. Then you enter a mineshaft, complete with armor-clad, saber and shield carrying conquistador ghosts, flying ninjas, and some sort of hobgoblin tossing large deadly baguettes. And those damn birds are back! Fire-spitting gargoyles, spin-kicking cyclone men, and hockey mask-wearing axe murderers greet you as you enter the temple. Boss battle a couple of slow-deformed bears later, and you finally meet the Jackleo. The Jackleo demands you hand over the dragon statue that you're carrying, or he'll murder the CIA woman who shot you earlier. You barely hesitate to surrender it, and are promptly dropped through a trap door. Wait, aren't you a ninja? Don't you have, cat-like ninja skills? The Jackleo then sends the woman off to be prepared as a sacrifice. You land in some sort of subterranean death hole. Apparently, Castlevania's fleamen have joined the crusade against you. Actually, much of this game seems to have been influenced by Konami's Vampire Killers series, from the jump whip slash gameplay to even the heads-up display. Anyway, I scale up through mountainous terrain flanked by enemies in every direction, and now, ninjas wearing jetpacks breeze by throwing shuriken from all angles. When you reach the summit, you meet Moth, or Bloody Moth according to the instruction book. Even though this is the first time you're meeting him, Moth insults you by telling you that your dad is a better swordsman, and then proceeds to boss battle you. He carries a large shield and has the power of lightning, but he's still no match for me stabbing him to death. As Moth lies dying, he reveals that he's the ninja who defeated your father in combat. But your father is not dead. And if you continue on your revenge quest, you will see your father again, but it'll be the last thing you ever see. You answer this dire proclamation with a staunch ... The frustration scale of this game really starts to peak once you hit the 6th stage, with some of the cruelest crushing moments of the game yet to come. Eventually I find my way to the temple and catch up with the Jackleo, who sends the masked devil after you. But before you battle, it's revealed that the masked devil is really your father. I stab the evil statue controlling the masked devil and break the control spell. The Jackleo then shoots ball lightning or something at you. Your father jumps in front to human shield you, and now it's time to stab the Jackleo to death. So here's the thing about fighting a boss at level 6 in this game. If you simply die, not just run out of lives and have to continue or whatever, but lose a single life, you have to start the entire level 6 stage all over again from the beginning of the outside of the ruins. At no other point in the game does losing a life to a boss come with such a crushing penalty, even if you die anywhere else on level 6. It's cruel, brutal, and part of what makes Ninja Gaiden an NES hard game. I square up with the Jacquio, and I stab him to death. But wait, it's not over yet. A lunar eclipse happens, and the demon is freed. Guess you know the answer on how to stop an ancient demon, right? Stab, stab, stab. Your father dies in your arms as the castle begins to crumble. Except I think something weird glitched here and the castle didn't actually crumble. Anyway, you've managed to escape with the still unnamed CIA woman. Forster radios in an order for her to kill you and steal the statues. You respond to Forster's murder order by saying something about getting 2 kinds of payment. Revenge on Forster will be the 2nd kind of payment. But now the woman asks, what's the 1st kind of payment that you've already received? You respond, she's right in front of me. Aw, geez, dude, she's a human being, not a power-up. But apparently she's worn out or whatever, I don't know. They go for the kiss. So, by the time the game ends, you're kinda like this emotionally deranged character. I mean, it really doesn't ever get explored in the game, but it's disturbing if you start to deconstruct it. Like, at the beginning, you immediately swear vengeance at the start of the game, without knowing who or what your father was involved with. You speak with a dragon sword more than you do with your own mouth. All wildlife in this game attacks you upon sight, as if your mere presence somehow activates a primal survival instinct within them. And you apparently see kidnapped and traumatized women as some sort of payment. To your character's credit, he does surrender the demon statue to save the woman's life. I mean, yeah, it's an NES game from 1989, but I don't know. It's a lot to unpack for a hero, right? Maybe it has something to do with it being 1989, and you have an adult father who's still running around getting into midnight sword duels? Sounds like it was a weird childhood. After the kiss, you realize you don't even know her name. Fortunately though, she's cool and tells you, it's Irene. Then you watch the sunrise together, and it's a new day. But did you learn anything? I don't think so. You're still you. So, Ninja Gaiden actually got its start in the arcades in 1988, but as a very different game. It was so different that it even bothered to spell insert coin correctly. You spend the whole time walking around like you're gonna draw a sword, but can only use your fists unless you find the proper power-up to activate it. It's actually a pretty dry street brawler a la Double Dragon, but lacks the diverse weapons and maybe even the enemy types of that game. And what are these humanoid sea monsters that are like 75% abs? The game doesn't really have anything super original going on, except for a unique sense of style and art direction. I mean, look at this. You go from a portrait of Nostradamus on the wall to... I don't know what the hell's going on here. What is that? And it's also got some interesting scenes between levels. From the opening graphic where you apparently canoed to the USA from Japan, to the ninja at the sushi bar, the ninja riding a train while a gun-waving Native American rides by on a horse, ninja bringing down the house at the casino, ninja kayaking, chilling with the window washers after an afternoon of daylight bludgeonings. And then back to Tokyo, by canoe of course, where you return home to sit on a demon throne. But the most notable graphic has to be the continue screen. You see, I'd wager that the art in this game was drafted by someone who's really only experienced the US through popular media. And yet, the continue screen totally nails the American healthcare system with utter perfection. People, remember, if you're gonna get sick or injured in the USA, always bring quarters.